Okay guys, I'm on my way to work and I've gathered myself. For those of you who haven't watched the first video that I uploaded this morning, that was raw. That was literally right after I had, I don't know if it's a dream or a vision. For those of you who have never really met me, I had my first Jesus dream on my anniversary last year. My wedding anniversary, which was August 25th. Well, it wasn't my first Jesus dream, but the first one where I actually met him in a dream. It was on August 25th, 2020, 2020, because it was my anniversary. And if you haven't seen that video yet, basically, I had met Jesus. He had come back he had come back, and there were crowds gathered around him, and I was in the very back of the crowd, and then he was talking for a while, and all of a sudden it seemed like the crowd just walked away because they were just kind of done listening to him and they didn't need anything else. And then he said, if there's anything else you need, and then that's when they all walked away. And then I drew closer to him and he was very, very sorrowful. So that was the very first dream I ever experienced in my whole life at that age I was still 29. My very first Jesus dream I've ever had was at age 29. And then I had other dreams that were continually happening to me, saying that Jesus was coming back, Jesus was coming back. And the first few I didn't think anything of it, and then I started to get them almost every night for a while, and I said, okay, maybe this is real. And then tonight, or it was this morning, because I woke up, my husband gets up at 4 a.m. to go to work, and I had woken up, and then, so I dreamed between 4 and 5:30 a.m. But I dreamed again, and I met Jesus this time a second time, and the Jesus I met in this dream was looked the exact same as the Jesus in the other dream that I met last year on August 25th. So that's almost a whole year later, and I have another one. So it's just crazy. But I was dealing with nightmares, and I've been having a rough week. I'm having trouble breathing. There's a COVID outbreak in my school, and you guys know that I got COVID and I got really sick from it, and now I'm pregnant, and I have so many students who are out with COVID. And so I'm of course afraid that I'm gonna get COVID and die being pregnant. So I've just been having a very extremely rough week, and I've been really afraid. So, I've also been dealing with nightmares. I've also been dealing with a student harassing me. So it's just been a really, really rough week. And so last night, Jesus came and he just comforted me, or this morning, sorry. And in the dream, I was having all these scary things, or scary spirits happen to me. And it was just scary. It's not, I don't really know if they were evil or good. I just know that they were unfamiliar and I didn't like it. And my room was cracked open, and I saw a white robe come and then sit at the side of my bed. And even then I was a little scared. Now what this dream was that was different than the last dream, I want to be very clear. When Jesus grabbed my hand, I felt everything. It was so real, as if someone was literally sitting, I could feel his touch. And when I hugged him in my other dream, I could feel his touch. And I grabbed his hand, and it was just so full of life. It was it wasn't even I was dreaming. It was the most vivid, crazy experience I've ever had in a dream. Even in all my dreams I've ever dreamed, I've never felt in them. This was I was alive in my dream. It was crazy, and I just had to point that out. And my video cut off because my alarm had went off, and so I had to stop it. But what the point I was trying to make is, Jesus just sat there with me through all the scary things in my dream. And he sat there, and he was not scared of anything. And I was relying on his strength to make me not scared. And I was trusting in him. And when he showed up, everything was fine. And I just want you to know, he didn't wake me up from my dream. He wouldn't wake me up. He could have easily just woke me up from my scary dream. He sat there with me through the entire dream. And when he did that, I could just feel his love, and he smiled at me, and I called my mom, I called my husband. I was like a mess, and I told them, I was like, I was myself in front of him. Like when you hang out with someone and you try to be something you're not, or because it's Jesus Christ, I try to be better than I am. And I was just my complete self. My spirit was just so obsessed with him and was calling for him. It's like my spirit knew what to do. I didn't even have to try. I knew I belonged to him, and he knew I belonged to him. And he was holding me and holding my hand. And what I need to tell you about the presence of Jesus Christ, for those of you who have never met him yet, but remember, the Bible says God rewards those who diligently seek him. I seek him every single day. And I've had 2 dreams about him in 30 years of my life, my whole life, meeting him. So just know that it can happen for you. If you want to meet him, seek him, but don't just seek him in your current life and try to please him and walk in his light and his obedience. So anyways, when an important person, like a celebrity, walks in a room and they're just very not boastful, but they're just very look at me. They're wearing a fancy outfit. They're very arrogant. When Jesus is sitting with you, he's not even thinking of himself. He's acting like you're the star, like you're the person who is important. And so naturally, you just want to worship him, because such humility and such humbleness doesn't even exist in this world. People aren't that good. And so his humbleness is just what stands out, more than anything else. The fact that he's so meek and so humble, and he's willing to sit there with you, and he truly doesn't even act like he's the Son of God. He acts like a human. He acts like he's there for you. And after that dream, I always obey God because I fear hell, and you should fear hell, and you should fear disobedience. But after that dream today, I'm going to obey God because I love him, because he inspires me, because Jesus is so sweet, and he's just beautiful. And it's like, okay, well, I did not want to wake up, and it stinks that I have to still live, but I guess I've still got work to do. But I just want to be with God and Jesus already, but he's coming soon. So after that dream, I sat and I kneeled at my bedside and I prayed to the Father, and I said, God, I acted not very good in my dream. I didn't tell Jesus what I wanted to tell him. So please tell him that he is the most beautiful human being I've ever met, and that his humility and his humbleness inspires me, and that I love him with all that I am, and I'll never be able to repay him for what he did for me. But I just want you to tell him he is the most beautiful thing I've ever met, the most beautiful person, and I am so proud to be his bride, and I just want you to know that. And I could just feel the Spirit, and I said, God, do you want me to tell people that he's coming? Do you want me to warn others? And I could feel the Spirit so heavily on me, and I said, okay, God, you've got it. I can do that. You give me a job and I'm going to do it. So here I am to tell you guys today. I don't care if you laugh. I don't care if you scoff. I don't care if you don't even believe me, because you know what? We're all at different levels of faith, and I love you anyway. And God has been working on my faith over the course of 2, 3, 4 years. So my faith might be stronger than yours at the moment, but he is coming. And I am telling you this because we are in the end times. You know how to look at a calendar and observe the seasons. So look at the things happening in our world today and know how to define the times. And just know he is on his way. He is coming. He's coming quickly. And I don't want you to be caught off guard like a thief in the night. I want you to eagerly expect him. It tells us in the Bible that when Christ comes again, he's not coming to deal with sinners, but to save those who are eagerly waiting for him. So be ready, be clothed in white. When he walked in my room, I could see his white robe. That just represents his purity. I can tell you, after meeting him twice in 2 dreams, there's not one impure thing on that man. We can't approach a holy God, in our sin. And guys, I am not anyone who is special at all. I'm just like you. but maybe what makes me special is my desire for the Lord. She who is forgiven much loves more than someone who doesn't need to be forgiven. I've made a lot of mistakes, but I've come to Christ and I've let him change me. And I'm still working, not that I have attained it, but I press on to the upward call of Christ. So die daily, deny yourself, and do what Jesus would do. And just know, I hope that this dream shows you that he is always right beside you, holding your hand, even in the storm. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day, and God bless.